Friends, when stars in their orbits intertwine to share a moment's scintillation, magic happens. I never dreamt that I will have this gift of sitting in between two luminaries, the owner of Lawrence and Mayo and the vice president of Hindu itself. What a gift to be here in the midst of such intellectual giants.
Same here, sir.
Well, I was on the way from a long distance away, packed with vehicles, and I thought I'm going to be indeterminately delayed. How can we solve this? And this has been ruminating in my mind for quite a while. That is when Sir's image cropped up and Paul said he'll be here. I said, my God, what a blessing to be talking with a giant in the field of optics and ophthalmology. When Meta started the glasses, when Google started with the Google Glass, and the Microsoft HoloLens started. Well, being a little bit into technology, I was looking at these things. If you're really focused, you can say, will it click or will it fail? Now, immediately I told my children with whom I didactically discussed, I said, it's not take off. What is required really, there's an emerging new thing called holography, HoloLens, not the Microsoft HoloLens, but the actual 3D wearing glasses. This travel, this meeting now, once we get onto the grid, and once all of us wear a helmet which he can devise, in which we are almost into 3D reality, where is now travel and all the pollution and this and that? In one click, it's gone. And who can do that? None of the giants. We have a giant sitting here who can actually do it. If he puts his mind to it, he can do it. That is the future. Have I come from the future? Maybe. But then I have a futurologist sitting on my right whose articles are way ahead of his time. I always wondered, of course, the Bose spectacles are there with Bluetooth and all that. Why hasn't there been a glasses with an FM radio? How much beneficial it would be for me to break at the breaking edge of news. Is there a glasses with an FM radio? I'm not sure, and I think it's not there. Had suppose a Lawrence and Mayo started with the glasses whose bone conduction goes into the bone, amplifies. What is the difference between my external ear and my inner middle ear? What is the difference? It's only 3 decibels. That's all, 3 decibels. And for that, millions are spent by patients wearing a hearing aid. Whereas, the moment I tell a patient, oh, you got to wear a hearing aid, there is some sort of a social discomfiture. Whereas I tell a patient, you need to wear glasses. Oh, glasses are socially acceptable, can have all sorts of designs and so many things. Where had there been a glasses with 3 decibel amplification gone through the bone? You have a hearing deficit. You got to wear a glasses with a, immediately it is accepted. You see, but has any company in the world brought out a glasses with a slight amplification going through the bone, and that is my deficit. No, the hearing, the middle ear produces about 3 decibels amplification. That's all. And if I need to wear a glasses with the requirement of enhancing my hearing, everybody will buy it. Now the amount of effort that I have to put in to convince a patient, many patients when I tell them, especially, it is so sad, the society is so structured. When I tell a girl, oh, you got a hearing deficit, you got to wear a hearing, she's not married, and the social disgrace, that is, I don't know why, because that's how it is. When I say you wear a glasses, oh, that's okay. It comes in all sorts of designs and tints. What a great, fantastic thing it would have been.
Also, I don't want to interrupt you anymore, but you're definitely a future scientist. Whatever you predicted has already come true.
Yeah.
And the Ray-Ban Meta, which I have been wearing since last 3
months,
which I don't unfortunately have just now, I gifted it to the Xavier's Institute of Visually Challenged by Dr. Sam Tarapurwala in Mumbai for 2 weeks. And they have tried it on different visually challenged patients. And they are able to, because you can look at someone, and if that is a public figure, say who that person is.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first day I wore a Ray-Ban Meta. I landed up in BKC, the Bandra Pula.
You must be talking about the upgraded Ray-Ban. The early one could not identify it. You have to say, take a picture. I have the older one.
So, usually I'm never late for any meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
But this was my first day, like a young kid overjoyed.
Yes, yes.
I was standing outside the Trident BKC.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was testing, I said, Meta, I just stopped out from my vehicle.
Yeah.
And said, Meta, who has built this hotel?
Yeah.
And he told me exactly
Absolutely.
who had built.
Yeah.
I challenged Meta, I said, who was the architect?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
told me.
Yeah.
I presume it was right.
Yeah.
And then who was the contractor? And how many
Yes,
years?
yes,
And
yes.
every single answer
It was so
coming in
clear.
a split seconds.
Yes, yes.
I'm so thrilled
Yeah, yeah.
that I had to put it away
Yes.
because I had to rush it for the
True,
meeting.
true, true.
So visually challenge people what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
You've spoken from your heart.
Yes,
has
yes.
already come true.
Yeah, it is true,
And,
but
I see. Let us not criticize the put down technology.
No, 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 it is
Today's
not.
technology is like the 286 computer.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
It is going to become 386,
Yes, yes, yes.
4 processor and go further.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
learn to work with it.
This is the
Yeah.
starting point.
Yeah.
Let's encourage them.
Yeah.
There's a good friendship.
Absolutely. But I just wanted to know, is there any glass
Yes.
with FM radio built into
So there
it?
is FM. FM came out long time.
Long back,
Yeah,
but
FM
but
came
I've been
out.
searching in the Mangalore. It seems not to have come as yet.
Yeah,
The-
they may not know all the worldwide stations.
Yeah, yeah.
India right now only hardly
Yeah,
25
yeah.
stations.
Yes, yes.
Akashwani and a few others are active.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other, and of course, many others have pulled out.
Wonderful, wonderful.
But you can definitely have
But
it.
tell me,
yeah.
as a specialist,
Yeah, yeah.
is it good to hear something very close to ear? Nowadays, they say you can't put your Bluetooth in your ear for long.
No, no, no.
So you're recommending something.
Yeah, and I'll just be clear on that. Now people, you might get frightened. If you were to dial *#07#, you will get a number. That should not exceed 1.6 SARS, square meter body surface area. If it exceeds, it is emitting too much of radiation that causes a brain tumor. And I told that to my colleague that it is too high radiation. He said, why are you unnecessarily disturbing me? And he himself, about 8 months later, had a brain tumor, had to be taken to Delhi to be operated. The highest amount of mobile radiation induced brain tumors are in Finland, because that has the highest usage earlier. There is something called a sorry cap which you can attach to a mobile and reduces the radiation. But I believe the Bluetooth emits 1/100th of a radiation. That doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But
But then it's safe. You should
Yes,
just
yes.
learn
Yeah, yeah.
something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And well, there is so much happening. So I believe when you talk about the computers, you must know about a guy called John Titor, whom I was following. He came from the future to come back to an old computer chip which was required for some repair. If you research John Titor, a traveler from the future, and how he used his machine and all that, it is very much available on the net. But however, there is so much happening that there is something called Zyoptics, in which a certain glasses launched by Zeiss, if given to children, will arrest progression of myopia.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I wish it was far more frequently used here, because how many children on my advisory you would have read, every child, what is the last thing that you read? Your mobile. What is the last thing we did? We went on a tree, looked at whether is there a snake, tiger, anything. We had a long vision and then slept. So when I was bedridden with a stroke, 3.5 months, advisory from Paul, I looked at the sky, birds and all that. 3.5 months, even though I had a level of -3, in about 3.5 months, my visual error disappeared. You see? Yeah. Because I went to Pondicherry and saw the center that trains people who have visual defects. By exercises, they would come back to normal. Now, how many children are not taught? I tell my children, all mothers, when we have the mothers meeting, please make your child look at a distant star, street light, and make sure the long distance is looked at the last thing in the night. Had somebody told me when I was in Manipal, I would not have developed this
So
-3.
this will work for both of us to remove the glasses.
Absolutely, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Please don't, doctors will take exception to what I'm saying, but please don't right now plan on laser surgery and all that. No, no. If you can, because there is a book sometimes condemned called Better Eyesight Without
Better
Glasses.
Sight Without Glasses.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is really
Old
true.
book, it's a
Yeah,
one-
yeah.
40 years old.
Look at Paul, who reversed his. He had glasses earlier. He reversed it.
Right.
If there is that is evidence-based medicine.
Yes.
If I can -3 and reverse it, Now I don't wear glasses while driving.
Right.
Yeah, so if you can do it, every child, mother should be taught every night. Now I do that for my children because I had -3. I was fearful that my children will also have to wear glasses, and therefore every night my wife was instructed. The last thing they should do is do that visual exercises. The thing is, use it or lose it. Use it or 12 eye muscles every night. Even for elder, use it.
So what should one do?
At late
Look
night,
at the
look at
look in the distance,
yeah, yeah,
twice parallel.
and the four corners of the your field, there are 12 muscles, 6 plus 6 plus inside the pupil, and exercise them for 1 minute. You will have, I mean, it will be sure that your visual errors will not happen. Every child, please do that. If somebody is listening, please do that every single day, because you don't want a visual error to happen, because today's world is only short sight. Where do we look at the long sight ever at all? We don't do that at all. Now, if I can 3.5 months looking at the sky, reverse it, everybody can do it. No, this teaching in medical colleges that eyeball is different in dimension, and therefore you cannot focus on the retina because the dimension of the globe is no, it's all not, because it is these muscles that dictate. I urge parents to train your children every night. Please look at it long, because the last thing they do is their mobiles. No, shut it down. Look at a long distance. Look at a short distance. How much does it take? 5 seconds. 5 seconds will retain your vision. No, based on the vision thing, I'm so saddened that many people are having visual loss and undergoing an injection into the eyeball that costs about 60,000 rupees. Why? Because people are not eating egg. Because they say, oh my God, it contains too much of cholesterol. No, cholesterol has been removed from the danger list. It's no longer a risk. Eggs are required for the health of the curtain of the eyeball. What is that curtain called? The macula, the posterior curtain where the vision falls, that undergoes a degeneration if you don't have an egg a day. Please have an egg a day, and don't ultimately wait for this injection to happen, because it's highly painful. It is not so difficult. It is things are now. Take care of your eyes, because that has got to last you a lifetime.
And you can see your life through it.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Of course, if you can, there's another, of course, I take it to the next level. If you really enhance your, I mean, yeah, of course, you are an adept at it, but if you really enhance your Kundalini or activate the 7 chakras, you can see anybody's life through it. Please read a book called The Third Eye, in which you can look through individuals and see their future and all that. Because a lot of it thing is available on the thing called the Akashic record.
Yes.
There are people who have activated, and definitely there's no, I mean, with great clarity, you can say, where did you go yesterday, Paul? Tomorrow and all that. And even the meta classes, people are saying, no, people say, no, don't look at me, because you can look at a person and say who your friends were, and you can trace all that back. It's highly dangerous to imagine. In an exam, I am asking a candidate, what is the instrument? And says, I have a visual error, I have to use my glasses. The examiner does not know about meta. He looks at the instrument, the meta says, this is a forceps, this is this thing, that thing. Today, it has become that far. But sometimes in the field of education, we have got an educationist with us. Why should we have, shortly, I hope it will come to fruition, why should we have 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 6, 7 classes of, why can't straight away you start preparing for the 10th? And this concept of Nalanda Takshashila, I tell students very clearly, why was such greatness there? Because their by-hearting was the standard of formatting studying. If you by-heart word to word, you're making for fun I used to say, you're making genetic changes in your genes, so that you can't forget it. People later who broke that system, the Britishers did, because they saw India to be too good. My God, if they have this sort of, you can't, not that it is a religious thing, but who is the goddess of learning? It's Saraswati. What does she do? Sit on a rock. And what does she hold? She holds a small little book of verses to be by-hearted, word to word. What is the symbolic representation? That Rudraksha Mala. Each Rudraksha is a nugget of knowledge connected to the next nugget by a link. And if you keep on reciting, that's how you can by-heart. If you keep on reciting, you have by-hearted. Which, since you have not done, rank holders, when they come to my after, I got a PUC rank or a thing, then I ask, okay, what is Archimedes principle? What is Boyle's law? What is nothing they know. Anything you have studied from 5th to 10th standard, all of which what you have studied, I ask one question to a rank holder, they're not able to recall. Why? You have not by-hearted it. If you by hearted, you are going to remember it for life. And I tell my medical students at the final year who are with me, can you recall one paragraph of anything that you have studied from first year to final year, or even up to 12th standard? One paragraph, nobody can say. But I'll take you to the kindergarten, and when I say, can you please repeat Jack and Jill went up the hill, imagine the whole class will talk. Ringer, ringer, roses, pocket full of poses. Why are they able to so fluently tell? Because they have by hearted it.
Hmm.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
how can the current generation do that? I mean, even us, for
no,
example. I mean, this gentleman says he reads a book a week.
yeah,
So how do you actually comprehend, memorize, and recall when it's needed?
yeah. So the thing is, I mean, I know you're recording, but I need to tell this also. There are who is the person who's really concerned about a child's education, academic future? Behind every successful man, there is a woman. Who is that? It is not the wife, girlfriend, mistress. It is the mother. The mother is the one. I mean, so many mothers come to me, sir. I don't know. It is going to be a global thing because in Kannada, sir, ಎಷ್ಟು ಓದುದು ತಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗುದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ರೀಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, and nothing you remember. Please know very clearly, short term recall to long term recall, that is converted into a long term molecule in one area of the brain called the hippocampus. That conversion happens only by, please realize, one mineral, that is called zinc. If you are deficient in zinc and the student studies everything, towards the end of the exam, last month he tries to recall, nothing is there. So when I run my memory clinic, I give the students who come in a little bit of zinc. That absolutely remains, if they are really studied very hard, it remains in the brain. Last time they are able, number one. Number two, all of you are geniuses. We have subsumed ourselves to be, all I'm poor in maths, I'm poor in this, I'm poor in that. No, no, you have made that decision about yourself. No, clear it. What I have done as an individual, I'm a certified master hypnotist, and very many children who are not able to have activated photographic memory. So many I have done. The moment you activate photographic memory, students, later the parents come and say, doctor, I don't know how to thank you, because they don't say anything. They just show me the college website. So my daughter's or son's picture is the college website because she's become a university topper. What is university topping? What is topping? Recall. Is there application of, I mean, do we really apply everything, anything of what we study? Later on in engineering, maybe. But the moment you activate photographic memory, and then the student goes into the class and sees the question, like a photograph, the thing flashes into the brain and they just write everything. But does it have a side? Did it backfire? Yes. One student who was a CA, because he was not able to do well, I might drop out of the course, I activated. Later he comes and said, now my teachers are thinking I'm copying because I'm getting 49 out of 50, which in CA is unthinkable. 49, 48 out of 50, this CA student from, I don't want to name the college, he said, now my teacher say I'm cheating because this sort of marks the college itself has not seen. And I've done that for several children. Many have just walked through exams. Am I doing something bad for others who have put in so much of effort? I don't know. But these are students who came to me with a request. I have done that. Or even students who are not studying at all. One day the parent came and said, sir, Kannada you follow?
Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, so only one son we have. No, if you are extremely talented and very good, you can become a famous cricketer or a musician or a singer and develop your talent. But if you don't have, I am absolutely an academic. Your footpath is entirely dictated by how well you do in exams. Exams, what did Alvin Toffler, Professor of Economics, say? He who has mastered the art of learning, no door will stand in your way. He who has mastered, learning is an art. Please realize, for example, I'll give, there are four of us in the room in Manipal. Three of us, average backgrounds, average intelligence. Because our future next step is only academic. In Manipal, only if you have marks, do you get a PG seat. So day and night we are sitting and studying, 5 hours of sleep, 1 o'clock we go to bed, and but the fourth guy, of course, I will mention his name because the world should know who he is. Vittal was my classmate. 9 o'clock, he's fast asleep. Evening, he's in the games, music, dissing, movies, and enjoying life. Only 1 hour he will sit and study. 5 to 6 morning, he'll be at a stable, sit and study. Please know, first year to final year, he was a class topper. Nobody could touch him. And he came from a Kannada background, average guy, but first year to final year, 1 hour a day. That is all it requires. Once you have mastered the art of learning, which I absolutely mastered and use it for teaching children in the first year MBBS, those batches whom I have taken this program, later they say, so after your class, not a single entire batch has come up to the final year. Usually what happens, 50% of the batch will fail, and later they'll, that's so sad, because which college in my 35,000 students, which college teaches students how to study? It's not taught. It is that program in the world, it is not there. Even Harvard University is not there. Anyway, I will come back in this one side. Now, today you have to study and be the best. This parent comes and tell me, only one son, we have 10 standard, he is into games and music and guitar, and what is our future? So only one son, and is this our fate? I said, am I doing a wrong thing or a right thing? I don't know. What, anyhow, the great heavens will forgive me. I made the parents stay outside, and I hypnotized the child, and I said, from today, you can rewire the brain in which way. So I said, I'm rewiring it, I'm cleaning out the attic. Tomorrow onwards, no music, no mobile, no games, no nothing. Day and night you will sit and study. That's all. Day and night you will sit and study. That's all. You will not ever focus on anything else. Horses, when they are racing, they put slats on eyesight. Don't get diverted by anything else. Today we are in the middle of so much of diversion. That is why we put this on horse. That's why it's called a curriculum. Why do you say curriculum? Curriculum means, curricule means a chariot drawn by horses to be driven at optimal speed by horses, where slats are put on either side so that they are not diverted. So I told this guy, tomorrow onwards only studies, nothing else, and I let them. Next month, the parent comes and says, and these are religious things which I should not talk also. Sir, we have small puja room. Now, of course, I don't, I mean, my wife goes to temple, prays everything. I don't do at all, because I only believe your karma gives it back to you. I mean, that's how it is. But they said, sir, we have a small puja room and all these gods are there. From the next day, we have put your photo also in the puja room. Why? Because ever since you treated our son, day and night he is studying only. From somewhere along the last next exam, he is among the top 10, which is beyond our belief. And I've done that to several children. When the brain is rewired, magic happens. Have I diverted his pathway into an academic? Maybe I have done something wrong, because my classmate, my benchmate, I will not name his name, but he was, somehow, I mean, no parental push. I tell fathers, you go after money, go to the Gulf. No, what a son requires the parent in the house until you are in a professional college. The father should be, I'll tell something in Malayalam for, because I know, ചട്ടിയിൽ വെച്ച കറിയും ചൂരിൽ കൊണ്ട് വളർത്തിയ മക്കളും. What does it mean? Earthen pot fish curry and child brought up with a cane, those days are over, are of exacting standard. The father should be there to make the son study day and night and restrict his activities. My neighbor who was working in Mangalore Chemical Fertilizer, small job, small thing, but he was rigid with the son. Today the son is Vice President Dell. Sachin is a VP in Dell, you see. I mean, Sachin may be watching this, but he earns about 1.7 crores. Can the father ever have made that money? No. If children are brought on track and made to be academically good, they will reach dizzying heights. They will reach, don't go after money into the Gulf. First, put your child on track. May he be very good academic. He will come up in life like anything. Otherwise, this guy who did not have the academic push, we are graded by voice. I was graded A plus, this guy was D minus, but he was so distraught, he went to the back of the school, strummed the guitar, he will write some verses and he will keep on memorizing and playing. Ultimately his verses and tune became world famous and became a world famous wonderful singer. Of course, he may be looking at this interview. So Maksud is a good friend. My God, what a level he has reached. Maksud today is known as Lucky Ali.
Wow.
Yeah. You see that? What does it show? Perseverance pays. Number one. Number two, have the belief in yourself. If you believe you can achieve, you can achieve. Grow it to the limit. That is number. Number two, what is the basic lesson of Aladdin's lamp? Aladdin's lamp. Oh my God, we just read that and leave it. No. Your subconscious mind is the lamp. What did Aladdin do? Did he take a hammer and hammer it? No.
You rubbed it.
He just rubbed it. That is how your subconscious mind is. I wish, Chetan, I wish I get a Jaguar. A Jaguar will come. You see, I wish I get, it will come. if you are very clearly articulating with faint wish, it will be how it is, faint wish. I'll tell in Kannada, Atyasha Getikedu. I don't know how we'll translate to other language. If you too much, that is called, there is a very clear law on that. That is called the law of reversed effort. The law of reversed effort says too much if you, I must get, no, something will go wrong. That is one. Number two, whatever good you have, don't talk about, many people put their children on their WhatsApp status or on their Facebook. My child is the first rank, second. How many children by the time they are 8th, 9th, something happens and they fail. Do not talk about your children's achievements or anything. Do not talk about anything anywhere. Please know this concept called N2K. What does that need to know? You need to tell only what the other person needs to know, because this is an evil world, and whatever comes out of your mouth, something will go wrong and it will be ruptured. Don't share anything, your business or achievement or anything. Don't share anything. You enjoy it. No, touch, taste, sight, smell, sound are for you to enjoy it. That's all. You don't need to share with others, and don't give it to the poor. Poor are poor by choice. There are enough opportunities in India. Poor are poor by choice. However, 10% of your income, which if you do not do, please know, it will come to hammer you back. Close your eyes and throw it. To whom? Friends, well-wishers, neighbors, colleagues. Friends, well-wishers, neighbors, colleagues, just throw it. What money that you give to doctors, I'm sorry, to doctors, surgeons, ICUs, operating theaters, is the money that you should actually have thrown away. Throw it away, it will come back manifold. My chairman asked me, you are doctors, no? Why do you suffer? All doctors are suffering so much. If you know the inner reality, it is really true. Doctors are really suffering major illnesses. You know everything, no? What not to do. Still you are suffering. What is the reason? At that time, he pays my salary. I should be very careful of what I say. And therefore, I said, sir, I will tell only one word. The moment I said that you are absolutely true, what did I say? It is karma pala. You see, sometimes we behave so cruelly and we rip people apart because we think money is everything. No, no. What you take from others will be taken back from you. What you give will come back manifold. I think the Bible says that. I have not seen that written in other religions. What you give will come back manifold. The other day, I went to my medical shop. Those sales girl, they were hungry, and if there's a small bakery, I bought a small 10 rupee kalaka. I said, gift it, and I said, take it. Oh, thank you so much, sir, because the owner himself was not doing that. When I came to my car, down there was a 100 rupee note. 10 times it is multiplied. No, what you give will multiply 10 times and come back. That's how you raw the universe. Can a river suddenly get rains? No, it allows freely the water to evaporate. It comes down as rain. So to get, you have to give. Chumma, it will not just happen. It just not happen. However, there are a lot of things in society which needs to be rectified. The other day I was called for an NRI meeting. They were talking about so much about NRI, NRO, FTNA, so many things of investment. I said, please, then I told the chairman, and I say a few words. They said, we are giving you only 3 minutes. In that 3 minutes, I said, I will tell only one thing. You have spoken so much about investment. If you do not invest in your own health, this 3rd of January, you have wished everybody Happy New Year 2026. If you don't invest in your health, there will be no 2027. Life hangs by a thread. So much of heart attacks and strokes and cancer, so much is happening. Only 3 words before I close. Please know the major cause of heart attack is not cholesterol, sedentary, stress. No, nothing. It is only green leafy vegetables containing folate. If you have 5 milligrams of folate every day, 100% you will not have I am talking as a doctor. Please, the world, please listen. You will not have a heart block, a stent, attack, and nothing will happen. If you take today morning, you must come to the stroke center in my medical college. So many people are stroke and struggling and paralyzed. Have you ever seen a bleeding hemorrhagic stroke in an animal? An animal synthesizes 4,000 milligrams of ascorbate per day. How much do you synthesize? Please realize we are humans. We are gifted by no. You are a defective piece of machinery. As a doctor, I am saying you are a defective piece of machinery. The ability for that enzyme gluconolactone is locked. You cannot synthesize even 1 milligram of ascorbate, which is required to prevent bleeding. In the absence of ascorbate, children little bad cold, so much bleeding from the nose. Have you ever seen an animal with a bleeding in the nose? Never. Why? They synthesize ascorbate, and ascorbate is also required to prevent bleeding in the brain. Have you ever seen an animal with a hemorrhagic stroke? No, no. So we started a small study. All children with bleeding nose, we started giving ascorbate. Not a single one came back with a bleeding. What a wonder it is! Couldn't we have in any medical college in the world? Couldn't we have not thought about it and done that study? No, I did the study, and we found if you give ascorbate, my neurologist I told, and from then he started giving ascorbate. Not a single patient of his has come back with a repeat stroke. Many patients of the other neurologists, they are wonderful people. Believe me, to become a doctor, it requires extraordinary commitment. But many of the other, including my father-in-law, had a second stroke and died. So many people will have a second stroke and died. Imagine if they were told, please take ascorbate that prevents bleeding and will prevent a second attack. No, no, that is not yet come into mainstream science. And the last thing I want to say, everywhere there is cancer lungs, cancer breast, cancer uterus, everywhere there is cancer. Where did you see cancer amongst beggars? You drive on the car and so many people come to knock on your window to sell a pencil or a towel or something. Have you ever found cancer in them? No. They say, oh, they are poor, we are rich. No, no, the equation is altered. We are poor in what? Vitamin D. What is the level of vitamin D in everybody I checked? In everybody, I told in that audience last time, NRI, big NRI, everybody will have a vitamin D of maybe 10, 20, 25 maximum. It will be rare to cost 25. What is the requirement? If you have 80 units of vitamin D, 100% cancer will not happen. People who are having cancer, whom I have given 60,000 per day, slowly it is up. But what I did not realize is again, why don't you see cancer in animals? Is because they synthesize 4 to 6,000 milligrams of vitamin C, which I could not give the German lady because the knowledge had not yet happened. 100% would have, and people, terminal cancers, whom I have given 4,000 milligram vitamin C, it has stopped growing. Something is working, maybe. So the world is going to change altogether with perhaps imagine you bring out a holographic helmet. We don't need to go anywhere. We are sitting in office, one click, we'll be anywhere in the world. Maybe I will take it to a different level. All of you will be hypnotized. You just click like that. You can be in any part of the world and plug into a system. Maybe sir will bring out a huge amount of knowledge. Maybe imagine the entire education system is through him online. I don't need to go to 5, 6, 7. How much now parents are not able to do children? You can't afford this schooling system. It's so expensive. Imagine why when knowledge is available online and I just click on 10 standard subject. I went to please see the Open University in Pondicherry. There's no five. When you're ready with the topic, you go to the teacher. There's about half of 5, 6 teachers. That's all. There's no 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, nothing is there. They go to the teacher. If something is wrong, they'll rectify again. Finally appear for the 10th standard exam and pass. What a blessing it will be for students to directly enter the system and only studies. Plus, who designed this for finance, economics, and commerce is not there up to 10th. Who did that? The Britishers did it. Have you ever thought about it? Finance, commerce, economics up to 10th, it is not taught so that the Indians will remain stunted. That is why doctors make huge, but we have zero idea and we invest in all sorts of rubbish and huge money will go. Shouldn't that be taught? By learning, essence of knowledge is knowing it to apply it. How much of knowledge which I study can I apply nowadays? I asked my 10th standard, so my history, geography, political science, commerce, all that, no, not commerce, all the, what we studied, are we applying now? Nothing we apply. Maybe for those who have gone into engineering, a little bit of physics, but nothing of science. I should at least have been taught about communication skills, networking, fundamentals of health, and basic essential requirements are which are required for me to live life fully, successfully. It is not there. It is high time a rethink is done, but I've been talking too much. So,
concluding remarks from you, sir.
Yes, yes.
No, he should do the concluding remark. I mean, there's nothing that you and I can add. He's the expert. It's only an expert talk. It's not even. There's nothing for us. So I would leave it to him. I think you should just conclude.
So anyhow,
I think you've touched a very important part of the
yes,
by heart thing.
Yeah, so many things. Please realize. Sir asked me, how can you about learning is an art. It is a separate, for those of you who are interested, for your own children, I can say I have put the whole thing available online. But shortly, we have tie up with a major center. We are starting it for all the students. how to study is a subject not taught. What should be really be taught? When I was speaking about communication skills for the MBA college, I told in a communication lecture, I said my first slide is keep your mouth shut because loose lips can sink ships. A slip of the foot you can soon get over, but a slip of the tongue you can never recover. In a major meeting in Manipur, one person said something negative about the boss. No, no, please, when my children went for job, I didn't say work hard, be sincere, be dressing and look out. No, no, I only said your boss is your God. One wrong word against your boss behind his back, it gets amplified. It has happened to so many people. Keep your mouth shut. In an organization, not keep your mouth shut. Be the best in yourself. Don't try to rectify others, rectify institution. Many people start criticizing in my institution. No, that is not good. No, no, no. When you point one finger, please don't forget where the other three fingers. There is an enormous level for which you can improve yourself. You can improve your gait, your posture, your communication skills, your physique, you have so much you can improve. No, you have been in Mangalore 30, 40 years. Myself and Paul, both of us we have not mastered Tulu. Isn't that a shame? Should we have done that? Yes. Master the local language wherever you are, the world turns in your direction. However, I know that is a wrong thing which I am quoting now. What did my mother say when I went to in Manipur? She didn't say work hard, be sincere, focus, and be a good. She said don't fall for any girl, okay? So mothers have a different perspective. But things unfolded in my life the way it did, and here I am sitting in front of in the middle of two
Doctor,
great.
the reason why she didn't say that is she did not understand your girlfriend, your wife's tongue, and her tongue. That's why it not be called a mother's tongue.
So, because of all, now I'm sitting in between two great luminaries who will change the world in their direction. There's a book called The World According to God. So, like that, I mean,
Is this your prediction or blessing?
No, definitely it's my prediction because once you've activated your, please put in some effort. It is possible to, I know many people will not agree with it is possible to enhance your chakras, and then please see a movie called Lucy. We are only 10% conscious.
Yeah.
Once we activate your consciousness and become 10, 20, 30, 80%, the elements will listen to what you're saying. You can control the element, which is really true. This is the first time ever I am saying. My wife often tells me we have got a wedding or some function in maybe a month from now. Can you please make the weather bright? I will. You tell me any particular day. You can also do that. Not that we need to believe any of these Swamijis, but what did Satya Sai Baba of Whitefield? Many of them don't believe in him. What did he say? He said, I am God. You are also God. But I have known and I have known that I am God, but you don't. What did Narayan Guru of Kerala? He said the future and everything is you. So ultimately, he established a temple. When you go inside, okay, it's not a religious thing, but you have to realize when you go inside in the sanctum sanctorium, you don't see an idol, you see a mirror. And you pray to yourself. Can you imagine? When I saw that, I said, "My God, what a philosophy!" You pray, you see yourself in a mirror, and you pray to yourself. You are the captain of your ship. You're the master of your destiny. No one can come in your way unless you listen to your spirit within. You can mold your life any which way. That's how it. So it's how it. So if Sir were to take on this idea, create a virtual helmet that can take us anywhere in the world, he definitely will change the world. Oh, definitely yes. And if Sir starts,
work on that.
yeah, and if you were to keep an entire schooling system with Paul's great help, I have developed an academy. It's called Dr. Devan's Academy. It's available online, and we are in the process of launching an online school. Imagine they can, as the vice president of Hindu, you create an entire schooling system. And every parent, how much a parent has to pay for one school every year, 30, 40,000, 2, 3 children, how can they bear it? Now here they have for a minimal fee, they log on at home, iPad, everything is available online. No, once a week they can go to school and have interaction with a teacher who will rectify their thoughts. What a blessing it will be. What a blessing it will be. Oh my God. It has been a transforming evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.